There's a question beneath almost every fight that we're having right now. Healthcare, housing, food prices, immigration, climate, debt, corporate power. We argue about the programs and the agencies. We certainly argue about the taxes. But we've stopped arguing about the thing that I think actually matters. The question, what is government for? Well, we can go back to the source, because the first sentence of the Constitution tells you exactly what it's for. And it is a remarkably active sentence. We the people establish this government to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure liberty for ourselves and our posterity. That is a mighty active sentence. It's a blueprint. And even the Declaration actually got there first, right? Governments are instituted to secure rights, and they derive their just power from consent. 2 jobs from day one: protect human dignity and stay answerable to the people. Now, the conversation about government in this country has been narrowed down to one idea: freedom from government power. That matters. The Bill of Rights matters. Separation of powers matters. Checks and balances matter. But if we look at Madison's fear, he feared for things far beyond government overreach. For example, in Federalist 10, he warned about factions, which are groups organized around a passion or interest, and that it can bend a republic away from the rights of others and away from the common good. And in Federalist 51, he wrote something that I think doesn't get quoted enough. Justice is the end of government. It's the end of civil society. It ever has been and ever will be pursued until it be obtained, or until liberty be lost in the pursuit. The purpose of government, its end goal, its reason for existing, is justice. Justice is the standard above tax rates or regulatory burden and the size of the budget. Justice. So what does that require? A republic has to protect people from domination, from kings, from monopolies, from factions, from corruption, from economic systems that make citizenship impossible. Freedom means more than being left alone. Freedom means having enough security, standing, and power to actually participate in your own life. The small one or the larger one. There are also things we build together, and markets have to be made to provide on fair terms, like clean water and access to courts and public health and roads and schools and food safety, emergency response, a stable currency, a livable environment. These are like basic floors. These aren't the skyscrapers. But here's the thing about floors. You really notice them when they just fall out from under you. You can be hardworking and disciplined and responsible and still be crushed if that bridge just gives out. Maybe the hospital closes, or the water is poisoned, or the courtroom belongs to whoever wrote the biggest check. The preamble closes with one more phrase that I think we skip over. To ourselves and our posterity. That means this government has obligations to people who haven't been born yet. So climate, infrastructure, institutional trust, public debt, these are generational commitments. You consume the future when you make the present more comfortable by handing the bill forward. Here's the argument that gets framed as radical, but fits squarely inside the Madisonian fear of unchecked power. The freest government is the one that keeps power answerable to the people. When democratic accountability retreats, power moves somewhere less answerable. Corporations that set the terms of life, or insurers that decide who gets care, landlords that decide who gets shelter, or platforms that control what you see, or wealthy factions that purchase access to whatever. Private government without the vote. So I would say the real question is this. Do you want a country where freedom is something you experience only if you can afford it? Or do you want a republic where freedom is built into the structure of everyday life? Those are very different visions of the United States of America. And the Constitution, if you read the whole first sentence, if you could bring yourself to do that, I would say that it simply points us toward an answer. I'll see you soon.